What's up? It's your boy K-Blao Hood X. Sign up for hoodx.com as usual. Check out some new videos from independent artists from all over the world. I got a huge shadow right here, man. I just cannot get rid of. I guess that's gonna have to work. As I was saying, sign up for hoodx.com. Check out some independent artists. All these artists in my network are some great artists, some great music on there. It's also some great astrology, great knowledge. If you look deep enough, you can find it. Sign up for hoodx.com. See what's on the other side of the sign up page. All right. So obviously, this message is a message for fire signs and risk. All right, now I've been wanting to do this. Man, this shadow is just blowing. Yeah, it's gonna have to do with it. I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time. All right, and I do want to say up front. All right, if you're a fire sign, I'm gonna post a link at the bottom of this video. I highly suggest, it's up to you. Mind you, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's completely free. Just information. You know what I'm saying? I highly suggest you click the link and subscribe to that link and see what's on the other side of that link. Because I want to talk to you about risk. Fire signs. I know a lot of fire signs. I used to despise fire signs, especially like Leos, Aries. I did not get along with these, especially when I first started to get into astrology. I did not. I was like, what is the purpose of these people? Like, these people are so full of themselves. They don't think about nobody but themselves. They don't. They're shallow. I really did not like fire signs when I found out the characteristics of me being air signs, Aquarius. I did not like this at all. So over time, I started hanging out with fire signs. I started to see, oh, wow, okay, I get it. These are very funny people. These people like to make you laugh. These people like to, about friendship, camaraderie, you know what I'm saying? They like to have a good time, you know what I'm saying? They like to turn up. They like to have a couple of drinks. Sometimes, they offer you a drink, offer you a cigarette, you know what I'm saying? Offer you some weed or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever your fix is, you know what I'm saying? Or if you are into video games, you know what I'm saying? They're going to take you somewhere and play some video games. If you're in a, you know what I'm saying, being outside, going, walking or hiking and stuff like that, they're going to take you on a long walk, or they'll sit up and play, like I said, play video games with you. They'll, have drinks with you. They'll barbecue. They're the type of people that come to your barbecue. If you call up a fire sign and tell them, hey man, we're having a party, it's gonna be some drinks, good time, stuff like that. These are people that actually show up and actually have a good time, and it took me a while to really understand that from when I had first understood about astrology and I matured and understand about fire signs. But then what I started to notice was like, it was certain things that I learned. Well, before I say that, I would just say, like, I really started to like fire signs, especially like Leos. One of my best friends is a Leo. And I'm Aquarius. We're totally opposite signs. You know what I'm saying? But when I hang out with Leos, how do I say this? This has happened to me several times in my life. Even when I was in high school, what I'm saying? One of my best friends was a Leo. Now, mind you, I didn't know. I knew she was a Leo, but I didn't really understand the dynamic of our friendship until I had grew older and what was happening. Because I watched this happen like 3 times with 3 different Leos in my life. Where like, not, I don't see it as a contest, but the level of the friendship, me as an Aquarius, I think on the collective. So like, I approach a situation as more like Dr. Spock and Captain Kirk. I use that as an example a lot of times when I'm dealing with me, myself as an Aquarius and dealing with like Leos or even fire signs in general. Like a lot of times they kind of see themselves as Captain Kirk and I kind of see myself as Spock. Like, I'm more calculated a lot of times. I kind of, from my perspective at least, I feel like I can see things that Captain Kirk or to the fire sign can't see. Like I have a wider range of understanding and even an overstanding of even our friendship. Where a lot of times, like, I can see that this person don't understand the friendship like how I see the friendship. You see what I'm saying? Like, they only kind of see what's on the surface. Where like me, especially as a spiritualist, what I'm saying? I study, spirituality, I study astrology, things like that, metaphysics. It's like a lot of times like Captain Kirk trying to explain, totally foreign outer space Vulcan, outer space alien concept to Captain Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't. He's like, man, Spock, why do I need to know this? You know what I'm saying? But then what will happen is that like they'll end up in, you know, if you, I don't know if you watch Star Trek, you know, I really don't watch it like that, but like, you know, if they'll end up finding themselves somewhere on another planet where Kirk don't know what the hell going on. He like, Spock, man, what the hell is this? And Spock like, well, you just did the such and such, 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 which I was trying to tell you before, but you didn't understand that. And now I'm trying to tell you this, and now we're in the middle of some shit. Now we got to fix the situation. You see what I'm saying? The thing about fire signs that I learned more than anything is risk. You see what I'm saying? Me as an air sign, you know what I'm saying? Go back to Dr. Spock and Captain Kirk. Like, a lot of times I'll try to explain things to fire signs, you know what I'm saying? But like, they don't get it until like they are knee deep in the shit. You see what I'm saying? I've seen this millions of times, like, especially with like so many fire signs. They love to have parties, like throw parties and stuff like that, invite people out, try to make a profit at the door, maybe try to charge $5, $10, $20, something like, you know what I'm saying, promotions. I've seen it from parties. I've seen people promote, you know what I'm saying, Sagittarius people promote, you know what I'm saying, all type of different businesses where at some point they gonna have a party. It's gonna be a party involved or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Where, you know, where they're gonna be charging people at the door. There's gonna be liquor being served. They're trying to make money off the liquor, and so, you know what I'm saying. But they don't never like calculate all of this shit out. They don't never sit down and write out and keep all the receipts and say, okay, you know, this is how much we spent on liquor. This is our, you know, project what we trying. This is our projected goal of what we trying to make. This is how much we spent on decorations. This is how much we trying to get back from that. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, Sagittarians do not calculate things out like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially Sagittarius, but like all fire signs are totally guilty of this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't understand the fact that like God will put an air sign, somebody in your life, you know what I'm saying, right next to you that is good at doing that and calculating, but you kind of look at them like, oh, well, they're that's just Spock. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Spock. He's just a Vulcan. He's an alien. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, like, you see Kirk with a woman, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then Spock would be like, "Well, yes, Captain. Such and such, we are on a mission." And he's like, "Spock, right? Get the fuck out of here." You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling with the girl. You know what I'm saying? Charisma. You know what I'm saying? Like, fire signs got a lot of charisma. You know what I'm saying? And charisma is a God-given talent. You see what I'm saying? However, charisma, I would choose knowledge over charisma, you know what I'm saying, any day. And a lot of times, you know, even if it, you know, knowing that it comes along with the risk of being looked at like a nerd or a geek or, you know what I'm saying, just strange or whatever, I still would choose knowledge over charisma any day, because knowledge make you live longer. Like, knowledge will, you know what I'm saying, correct situations. You know what I'm saying? Charisma can correct situations too, but like, not in a way that, you know what I'm saying, knowing the real information can. Like, knowledge will keep you out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Charisma keep you out of jail too, but not like the way knowledge will. You see what I'm saying? Me, the best message I can give to, you know what I'm saying, fire signs is learn to take calculated risks. Like, a lot of times, you know, I study stock options, which is, a lot of people think stock options, they don't understand really what that means. It's risk management. You know what I'm saying? One of the best pieces of advice I can give to Sagittarius and any fire sign is to study stock options. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't never trade a stock option, still just understand the concept of risk reward. You know what I'm saying? Like, risk reward in a nutshell is like, how much are you willing to risk to get a reward? You know what I'm saying? It sounds simple, but a lot of times you guys don't you really need to understand what risk reward is. So like, if I ask you, I said, look, are you willing to put up $100 to make $10? You know what I'm saying? Most people will say, hell no, I ain't gonna put up $100 just to make $10. I ain't making number $10. Okay, would you put up $100 to make $20? No. Would you put up $100 to make $30? No. Would you put up $100 to make $40? Maybe. Would you put up $100 to make $50? Okay, what? It depends on what it is. No, but some people still, no. You know what I'm saying? All the way across the board. Would you put up $100? I ain't gonna put up $100 unless I make $100. You know what I'm saying? That's a risk reward ratio 1 to 1. You feel what I'm saying? But like me, especially when you learn the stocks, you learn that, like, really what I just asked you is that, are you willing to make a 10% profit? You know what I'm saying? You spend $100 to make $10. Are you willing to do that? No. Are you willing to make a 10% profit on something? No. Are you willing to make a 20% profit on something? No. Are you willing to make 30% profit on something? No. Are you willing to make 40% profit on something? No. Okay, well, what is your number? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And know, and you should know that without even having to think about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You already supposed to know that answer before you even heard me basically say that. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to finish that thought for me already and have that number. Now typically, like, what fire signs do, they'll say, yeah, I already know my number, meaning that, okay, I got to put up 100 to make 100. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? The reason that you're not calculating everything out is exactly why. Is that you're not going to put up $100 unless you make at least 100 back and above. You know what I'm saying? Because typically fire signs have high risk. This is called high risk. You know what I'm saying? ratio 1 to 1. You know what I'm saying? 1 to 2. Like I ain't gonna put up $100. I'm gonna make $200. I ain't gonna put up $100. I'm gonna make $300. You know what I'm saying? These are not calculated. It's not realistic risk, because what ends up happening is that because you end up making, the realistic is that you end up making like 10, maybe if you're lucky, 10, 20% profit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Again, not all fire signs like this. You know what I'm saying? Some people maybe are able, like Jay-Z's fire sign, he put up, Nicki Minaj, perfect example. Somebody who put up $100 probably make $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Are you Jay-Z? No. Are you Nicki Minaj? No, you're not. So realistically, you need to start looking at like taking calculated risks, like 10%, 20%, 30%. You know what I'm saying? And writing that out and making steps that grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fire signs, y'all take uncalculated, undefined risk. You see what I'm saying? You want to take defined risk. You want to define your risk. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are so smart. People know how to just get that whole rooms full of people just to come see you, just because you're just so cool, and just because you are pretty, or just because, you know what I'm saying? But you guys don't even know what to do. I've seen it so many times. It's so disheartening that you got all of that talent, all that charisma, with no system to make it work. You know what I'm saying? I that's why I cannot stress enough that like all fire signs learn to study stock options and learn the meaning of risk management and define your risk. Know your number. You see what I'm saying? If you say something like, okay, I'm not gonna put up $100 if I can't make $100. I'm not gonna put up $100 unless I can make $200. You see what I'm saying? You need to realize that typically, a lot of times the opposite happens, is that you end up sometimes losing money. You see what I'm saying? Because you did not plan. Because you didn't have a plan, you end up losing money. You were better off taking the 20, 30% instead of doing what you did and losing money. You see what I'm saying? I know so many fire signs that actually just lose money over it. Like, man, a real friend of mine, he just lost $800 doing a comedy show. You know what I'm saying? And to him, like, when he told me that, I was like, what? You just risked $800 on a, you know what I'm saying, trying to do a whole comedy. He don't know how to do a comedy show. I'm like, man, you could have just went to some professionals, gave them some money, you know what I'm saying, let them run a whole comedy show professionally and just collect the dividends, you see what I'm saying, and been straight. But no, like, he wants to actually, because the fire sign, they want to set up every small specific detail themselves and recreate the wheel. I'm like, you don't have to recreate the wheel if you just take a calculated risk and go find somebody who already has a network, somebody who's a professional, pay them and get the money. You know what I'm saying? And you'll actually get a return. It ain't gonna be like, you might put up $400 and book some professionals. You know what I'm saying? You might mess around and make 100, maybe $200. You see what I'm saying? But to you, you're like, no, I'm not gonna put up 400 unless I make 400. You see what I'm saying? So what you end up doing is saying, okay, I'm gonna put up 400, but then end up spending like 600, maybe even 700. You know what I'm saying? And then only making like $200, $300. You know what I'm saying? You've even lost $400 or $500. You know what I'm saying? I see this all the time, and I'll be like, you could have just put up 4 and made 2. You see what I'm saying? Learn to take calculated risks. Learn your risk. I see this so many times. Fire signs, you guys are so beautiful people. Inside, I used to hate you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? When I first found out, I used to be like, man, these people are so full of crap. They're so full of themselves. But like, you know how many times I was down and I just hung out with a fire sign and they just totally lifted my spirits and just made me feel like, man, I was like, man, thank you. I needed that right now. You see what I'm saying? Even though a lot of times I learned to detach myself emotionally, you know what I'm saying? But even as fire signs, they still just know how to grab you and just shake you up and just get your spirits up. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are so good at that. It's just such a shame that you don't learn to take that and put that into a system. You know what I'm saying? A good movie I would suggest that all fire signs watch is it's a movie with Vince Vaughn. They worked for Google. I can't even think. Vince Vaughn and Owens, wasn't they? The same guys from Wedding Crashers went and worked for Google. I think it was called The Internship or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It was a I cannot explain to you how many fire signs need to watch that movie. You know what I'm saying? Because like, here are two guys that were great with people but horrible with technology. You know what I'm saying? And they both needed each other. The technology needed people to bridge that gap with the technology, and then like, you know, they needed the technology to make themselves better salesmen, better at what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? I highly suggest you guys watch, you know, that movie, Internship. And, you know, there's so many other things I would love to go on about this. This is a quick, you know, quick little video. I just wanted to make this rant. You know what I'm saying? But click the link below. You know, if you do, you know, want to find out more information what I'm talking about, there's a link below. Click it. You know what I'm saying? Sign up. And I would love to have a bunch of fire signs on my team, you know, with this information. So, you know what I'm saying? If it do sound like it's something that's interesting, click the link below. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. If it's not for you, I get it. I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you guys take unspecified risk. This is something to do with specified risk, risk calculation, things like that. I know this does not sit well, and you probably end up falling asleep a whole bunch of times before it resonates in your subconscious and gets in it. And like, so it's for the people that do click on this and follow it, this has to get in your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Before, you know what I'm saying, it's really gonna click. And a lot of times somebody like you might end up falling asleep on that information. You know what I'm saying? So just know that up front. But if you stick with it, you will see why I'm telling you this. All right, everybody else, sign up for LinkedIn.com. Check out the video. I still got Why I Hate Virgos coming soon. I'm just making these little rants because, you know, people tell me to put out more content because they like my videos. So I appreciate everybody subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. All right. Peace.